This was supposed to be my siesta Tuesday instead. Evenepoel gets a flat. Roglic attacks, then crashes. Absolutely crazy finish to this 16th stage of the Vuelta. We had a little uphill kick, about 600 meters, 8% in the last 3 kilometers. I think is just when it starts. I swear these profiles keep changing their difference between Veloviewer and other sources and official sources. Really tricky. Anyway, it's supposed to be a sprint stage, and when we saw the composition of the breakaway, we knew that was the case for sure with Coquard, his team, Cofidis chasing, and Trek obviously chasing for Pedersen. They bring the break back, 14Ks to go. You see a cross, Van der Cross, Trek on the left, as I said, for Pedersen, then Groves. He's got Bex riding for him, Movistar keeping Mars in position, Vine riding for Tim Merlier, trying to get a result for him. He's not won in the Vuelta so far, or not had many good stages. Ineos moved to the front in the last 10Ks, trying to keep Rodriguez in good position, and Quickstepper there too for Remco Evenepoel. Cavagna obviously doing those duties. Evenepoel, you can see, with 7.5 Ks to go. We're in the run-in now to this little punchy hill. He's in good position. First 5 wheels behind his teammates. Wright's going for this on the left-hand side. Van Poppel for Bora Hansgrohe. He's a good chance for a stage like this. And we're about to see the first mechanical. Creighton Groves goes out the back door, and this is the last we see of Remco for a long time. 6.6Ks to go. He is sliding back through this right corner. He's lost his teammates' wheels, and they don't really know where he is for a moment. And so, yeah, he's already back in like 20th wheel at this point, and that's not where he is supposed to be because, as you can see, his teammates, who got 2 at the front, looking around like, where Remco? And he's been shuffled back. So we don't see him now for ages. Jumbo-Visma then, just after that, launch it on the left-hand side with Hessink, with Roglic on his wheel moving up into good position. So there was some space to move up. And as I said, this punchy climb, like, the gaps can be created. It's not that easy. And Roglic is nicely moved up now into second wheel, just ahead of Rodriguez, right behind him. Pedersen in good position. Kirsch is on the radio. He's been doing a magnificent job. Sort of one-man army for Mads Pedersen. Poor Alpes and Phoenix guys they must have sore necks. 3 weeks of looking around over your shoulder to find where Tim Merlier is, and he's nowhere to be found. And yeah, that was the case again today. And here I think I spot Remco with 5Ks to go. I can't be 100% sure. We've got Bahrain in red. We've got Euskaltel. It could be. It's not the best image quality, but I'm pretty sure that's him through this corner. And that's like a million wheels deep. So that's not the top 20 or 30 wheels by any stretch. Not where he'd want to be in the run. And I don't know where Mars was. I think he must have been somewhere. Movistar didn't do a great job of keeping in good position. And now Roglic is on his own. Hessink has pulled off. Turner's pulling for Rodriguez. Van Baal on his wheel. Rodriguez in a nice pocket third. And it strings out again. Alpecin on the front. Pedersen 10th wheel on Kirsch's wheel. Couldn't be going better for him. UAE in front with Milano, Oliveira, and Ackermann. So they're in pretty good shape. Maybe too far forward at this point. Might be McNulty pulling now over the hill. He's good on this sort of stuff, McNulty. And 3.1Ks to go. Roglic, he's just moving himself up on the false flat uphill, and he's just eating bucket loads of wind. He had crazy legs today, Primoz Roglic. Like, he wasn't even in good position himself. Like, look where he's coming from here, under the 3 kilometer to go banner. So this is 3K to go banner. Collection of 20, 30 riders. No Remco Evenepoel. Probably no Enric Mas either. I can't see him. And Roglic is just going to full send up the inside and just attack the UAE train who are pacing for Ackermann. And I don't know if it's Turner going or who the Ineos rider was, Van Baal or Turner. Anyway, Roglic sends it, and UAE respond. Oliveira sees him, reacts immediately, and Ackermann gets separation from his wheel because Milano lets his wheel go. So Milano did a really good job there. No time to go back and see it. Ackermann, he's in really, really good shape. He was in Tour de Polonia. In these little uphill finishes, a big guy, you think, oh, a pure sprinter. He's actually really good on these sort of finishes. Always has been. Gets across to Roglic's wheel, which is mental because you look at the gap Roglic has created. Mads Pedersen has got separation and attacked across from the peloton. Danny Van Poppel and Wright are bridging across. Oh, actually, Van Poppel's already on his wheel, and this is Roglic. No GC contenders in his wheel. I'm going to try and gain as much time as possible. The third week has begun, baby. You see Wright, Van Poppel, and Pedersen trying to bridge across. This is with 2.3Ks to go. Roglic is pacing against an entire peloton. We see Remco Evenepoel putting the hand up. He's not on 2.2Ks to go. He's further back, putting the hand up, saying he has a mechanical. We later learned that it was, I believe, a rear wheel puncture. He's sort of slowly riding it. That was on the steep hill section. I don't know where exactly that was to go. And Primoz Roglic, meanwhile, has got company, and he thinks he's putting big time into Evenepoel, or some time into him. Well, he sort of is on the road, but not because of the 3-kilometer rule that applies to this stage. Pascal Ackermann looks at Mads Pedersen here and says, you take Roglic wheel, buddy. You've already won a stage and you're the favourite for this stage. So I'm going to start this sprint on your wheel if you don't mind very much. And yeah, unbelievable to me. I mean, I hate the 3-kilometer rule. Go check out the Lanterne Rouge Cycling Podcast. We've discussed 3-kilometer rule today and other stages as well. I'm not a big fan of it. Don't even think it helps safety, to be honest. In fact, there's evidence in some studies showing it hasn't really helped safety much at all. Evenepoel gets on the bike. I think Bramati giving him a good push, but he's going to get the same time as who? Because he shouldn't get the Roglic group time. Roglic is gaining time. How much time will he gain? He's just leading out everybody. Pedersen, Ackermann, Van Poppel, then right lined up. Was Remco Evenepoel in the group one that we now see behind whoever that is, the O'Connor Mask group? Was he in that group when he notified of the mechanical? I'm not sure he was, given his positioning entering that climb. Anyway, Pedersen opens it up out of that corner and just absolutely torches everyone in the wheel. Ackermann in the wheel just cooks him by a bike length, and Roglic crashes. To make a crazy stage even crazier, Primoz Roglic, very unfortunately, goes down hard. Here you see he's trying to get and going for like 0.1, 0.2 seconds. He's trying to get as much draft as possible with 150 to go from the sprinters, and he closes on Fred Wright, who just sort of maintains his position on the barriers. It's hard to see exactly whether he chopped his front wheel on Van Poppel, but if you actually look at Wright, you see that little shimmy, that shudder of Wright, and he doesn't pedal for half a second. So I think he just collided with the left-hand hip of Fred Wright. So terrible end to the stage for Primoz Roglic. He looked pretty banged up. Jubilation for Alex Kirsch on Trek Segafredo. Just a real shame. Like, that move was so much panache and aggression, and he pulled it off. And then to crash at the end was a real shame. But Evenepoel, not a care in the world, just cruising in, comfortable with the 3-kilometer rule, protecting his time. Primoz Roglic on the ground, battered and bruised. He'd get the same time as the Pedersen group, so he would gain 8 seconds on Evenepoel. I don't have any GC standings because they took so long to come through, and it's Pedersen winning ahead of Ackermann, Van Poppel, Wright in 4th, then Pacher, Battistella, Boulens, Russo, Ezquerra, Vandenberg rounding out the top 10. An action-packed finish to what was otherwise a sleepy stage. Let me know down below what you think of the 3-kilometer rule or what happened in this stage today. Here's what Evenepoel had to say on the matter after the stage.
Yeah, a puncture on my rear wheel. I wasn't in the best position because I knew we did a recon of the final yesterday and we fell at the roads were really slippery. So I was a little bit scared, to be honest, in the last 4 or 5K. So I lost some positions and then I wanted to move up on the steep bump. But my rear wheel just went off, so I felt I had a flat tire, and I'm happy that the 3-kilometer rule exists. Otherwise, I would have lost a lot of time today.
Evenepoel keeps the best part of 90 seconds on Roglic in the GC lead, but how will Roglic recover after that very heavy fall in the stage today? Hope he's okay tomorrow morning. I'll see you with the recap of stage 17 tomorrow. Ciao.